What's up guys? So today I'm here to talk about Glass. And let's get to it. Now Glass is a sequel to the movies Unbreakable and Split, and possibly being the final film to conclude this trilogy. So what happens in this movie is that, David Dunn, the overseer from Unbreakable, as well as Kevin Wimbledon from Split, who is the man with 23 personalities, with the Beast being one of them, gets apprehended and gets sent to a mental facility where they're supposed to be treated with Elijah Price, aka Mr. Glass, who has been a patient there for some time. Now they are believed to be suffering from a mental disorder which makes them think that they are superheroes, but of course things don't go as planned, resulting in Mr. Glass as well as Kevin Wimbledon and the Horde, teaming up and unleashing chaos upon the world. When I say the Horde, I mean, the personalities of Kevin Crumb that wants to team up with Mr. Glass and become supervillains as well. Now, I have watched Split and I love that movie, which was also one of the reasons why I wanted to watch Glass. And after watching Glass and learning about the Unbreakable, I finally got to understand as to why the heck was Bruce Willis in the extras of Split back when I watched it a few years back. I was very confused then, but after watching this and knowing about Unbreakable, I finally understand what he was doing in the extras of Split. So going over to what I love about Glass is of how in depth they went to showing the lives as well as the psyche of each and every individual character in this movie by using the same cinematography which was used in Split, which I think by far is one of the best, as well as the on-point camera angles. As for the second thing I like about this movie is that it has a solid story, of having these three, as like having these three superhumans together and showing what will happen and being something more than that. It's just really good. It's kind of something like a Jason versus Freddy type of thing, or Freddy versus Jason type of thing. So I find that really cool. Third thing I like about this movie would be the acting. The acting is one of the best that I have ever seen, especially James McAvoy's portrayal of Kevin Wimbledon and his 23 personalities, including the Beast. It's really cool to see how he transitioned from personality to personality in he can do this in one scene. It's I find it really cool. And overall, the performance of all the actors in this movie is just incredible. Now, the fourth thing I like about this movie is that it kicked off with one of the best introductions that I've ever seen, and that introduction just got me really pumped for what was to come in the later parts of the movie. And overall, the first and the second act of this movie was really good, but from the third act onwards, was at the point where where problems just started to surface. And let's talk about those problems I had with Glass. So going over to the first problem I had with Glass would be, though I said the second act was really good, it just started to get really draggy, and it just killed the excitement for me, from that point. And it was disappointing because it kicked off with a really good introduction, but at the second act, it was just full of dialogue and just full of talking, and it seemed just boring for me. Though it's understandable, as the second act was mainly about Mr. Glass and Kevin Wimbledon, getting to know each other and teaming up to become supervillain buddies, something like that. Okay, now the second problem I had with this movie was of how little screen time Bruce Willis's character David Dunn had in this movie. He's not in the movie as much as you think that he's gonna be in, which is really unfortunate and disappointing. Now, for the third problem I had with this movie was of the authority figures, as well as the mental institute staff. They were really dumb. They was just as dumb as those characters in those horror films, always making poor life choices and getting themselves killed. That was just how they are in this movie. I actually laughed at some of the scenes, at some of the choices they made in this movie. Though those scenes weren't supposed to be funny, but I just couldn't hold myself from laughing at those scenes. Oh my god, man. Oh shit. Now going over to the final problem I have with this movie, at least I think that this is the final problem I have with Glass, is that, I have a problem with the ending of this movie. The ending was one of the most disappointing ending that I've ever seen in any movie. really, because the direction it went with the ending, it's like they exchanged a logical and quick ending for a more emotional and more memorable type of ending. But well, I feel like they could have put a little more logic into the ending to and still make it just as memorable and epic. Seriously, the ending of this movie, I just think that it sort of sucked, though I mean it's at the borderline. I would think that it's at the borderline between decent and just sucking. My god, man. My god. I don't want to go into any more detail about the ending, because if I do so, that would just be spoiling to those who haven't watched this movie yet. Yeah, oh my god, man. Yeah. So sorry to those who, really want to know what the ending is, but I'm just gonna keep it at this point, just to not disappoint, not to spoil the ending to those who don't want to know anything about this movie until they've seen it themselves. So I think those problems I mentioned were, I think, not really small problems at all. I think these problems really affected the movie, but overall I can still say that this movie is, well, still good. I can't believe that I'm still saying this, that this movie is still good. And if you're still not sure if you want to go watch Glass, I think that you should still do so, for the acting, the cinematography, all the good things that I've mentioned. But just expect the third ending to probably suck. I'll give Glass, well, probably 70% because, of how draggy the second act was onwards, and how bad I think the end. I mean, like, okay. I mean, just to say how decent the ending was for me. Well, I'm saying decent. I'm not sure if I should say decent or suck, but I think I'll just say decent. Oh man. So I think that's all of what I want to talk about Glass. And well, thanks you guys for watching this review, and hopefully you can watch my other reviews as well. And well, once again, thanks.